My brothers and sisters in Christ, today's gospel passage is one that deals with the topic of betrayal. At the Last Supper, as Jesus has this final discourse with his disciples before heading to Gethsemane and the beginnings of his passion, he speaks of betrayal in the more overt sense, of course, with Judas, whose betrayal is well recorded, but also speaks of betrayal with Peter. In fact, we could say that he deals with betrayal with all of his disciples. There's a moment I've long considered when he speaks of the one at table who will betray, that when he lifts the morsel, he says, the one to whom I hand the morsel, I've often wondered if his hand kind of hovered over the table looking at the different disciples before handing it to Judas. Because, of course, what sets Judas's betrayal apart is that it's premeditated, it's selfish, and his seeking for gain. It's a planned betrayal, and most of all, it's marked by the fact that there will not be reconciliation afterwards. Judas will not turn back to Jesus, which is where the true tragedy lies. But in addition to the planned betrayal of Judas, as Jesus points out, Peter too will betray him by his denial. And in fact, all of his friends will fail him. All will flee as his passion begins. And so the betrayal is absolute, even though it comes in so many forms. He will be abandoned by those closest to him. This begs for us the question, as we go into contemplating the mysteries of this Holy Week and the Lord's Passion, is to contemplate what the nature of our own betrayal is. Some betrayals are, if you will, premeditated, but often they can be either through a sin, a temptation, cowardice, pride, selfishness. We go through the litany of sins, of the various ways in which we can betray the Lord. And often we can have the same bluster as Simon Peter and say, Lord, I won't betray you. Jesus, I love you. I'm in your corner. And yet we realize that soon after we fall, much as Peter does. The beauty is, unlike Judas, Peter will be reconciled to the Lord. That's what gives us such peace in the Easter accounts, is to know that when we fall, that there is still a way back in the beautiful sacrament of reconciliation, that Jesus works to reconcile those who have fallen away. But we can't just skip to the mercy without looking at our own sense of betrayal. How do I betray Jesus? If we can pray and answer that question, then it helps us to accompany him on the way of the cross. As he assumes the burden of sin of the whole world, we can start to relate more with the lashes that he takes, the way to the cross, the nails in his hands and his feet. As we look at the sins, the pieces that we add to that burden through our own betrayal, we know not only in sorrow what we have caused Jesus, but we can also better understand the love that he has for us, and that he willingly takes that all with him through his passion. He knows our betrayal, and yet he loves us. And his sacred heart will pour forth in love for us. So my brothers and sisters, in order that we may fully appreciate this gift, may we prepare ourselves well this week in considering our own ways of betrayal, so that we may be open and desire for his mercy. May God bless you all.